before we get started with today's beer review, I gotta go feed my ducks because they're waiting for me. And also a shout out to my dear friend Sjporr, who is packing up his brewery today. He's getting ready for a big move, and he'll talk more about that. Go check him out, Sjporr, Sjporr. Also to my nephew Josh, I'll put his link down below. He's opening up a brewery with another friend, Gary, and it's called Chubby Mermaid Brewing. Go check them out down in Florida, Bonita Springs. And also to my good friend, Mike Dean, and Mike's doing well himself. Go check out the Dean's List. Now on to a beer review. Clemens Homebrew coming at you with a beer review. It is October 28th, a Saturday in 2023, and beautiful day, but cold. I woke up to 34 degrees. It dropped down to 30. I mean, we went from some warm weather to cold again. It is not just fall, it's moving to winter quickly. I actually had one of the winter birds out here already come in for the season. Here it is. We've got one, Lost Love. Now this is the 2022. I know there's a 2023 out there, so you could go get this year's batch. It's out in the markets right now. I've saved this one for years, so we'll get this cracked open. They first made this in 2018, and again in 2021, 22, and as I said, 23. This is brewed in rye oak barrels. That's right, rye bourbon barrels. And there's a big difference between regular bourbon and rye bourbons. That percentage of rye is huge, and I've become kind of a bit of a fan of Basil Hayden's dark rye. So doing some tours out in Tennessee on of bourbon, I've learned a bit. So let's go ahead and check this one out. This was, by the way, it sat in the barrels for about 10 months or more, mellowing out. So let's crack into it. It's always fun trying to get through that wax top, but I'll tell you what, it really does make a difference on a seal. Look at this, man. It's just coming in, not as thick, but it's kind of a motor oil black. It's got a little bit of brown hue, but that's very mocha looking to me. Nice and dark and beautiful. Let's get the nose. That's a bit cold, and I've let it sit out for a little bit, but man, right away, I still got some dark chocolate going, and almost a mocha too, you know, just like the look, but I got a dark chocolate. And I got a little bit of almost a coffee scent. Even now you can pick up a little bit of the rye whiskey on there and a bit of vanilla on it too. I don't know if I'm gonna get much more until it warms up some more. I'm gonna have to work on that. Freeze my own little hands because it's gonna drop down. It's gonna be 28, 29 tomorrow morning. We'll see, but I'm gonna go ahead and warm this, and we'll start in with a first taste. I didn't give it more than 20 seconds. My hands are already cold from the beer. It's been sitting out for a little bit, but it's, like I say, a cool day. So let's dive on in. Cheers. All right. That was so coating of the mouth. It was just the most wonderful, luscious texture right there. I mean, it just came off kind of, I wouldn't say thick is the word, I don't know what to call it, but I mean, it was more than a full body, and I just pushed it around the mouth once. It just coated everything beautifully. Man, if you want a great mouthfeel, look no further than this. This is incredible. By the way, I should mention a few things. This is a 14.5% ABV beer. Quite a way to start the evening before dinner. And it's 70 IBUs to balance the whole thing out, along with it being the rye bourbon barrel, so that whole rye quality, which I'm digging on. Let's get another taste. Wow. Even cold, for it to coat my mouth like that is just blowing me away. I'm getting loads of very, very dark chocolate on this. Big time. And the flavors coming off from the rye whiskey are unmistakable. It's a different quality, it's a different flavor than regular bourbon. You know, it's not just the bourbon I'm tasting. I mean, it really is that rye aspect that's really huge. I still do get a little bit of the oak qualities on it from the barrel as well, which is wonderful. Little bits of vanilla on it. I've heard from some people that had a lot of vanilla on it, friends that had it last year, but A little less of vanilla, but we'll see. Probably that usually picks up as it warms up. I don't know if you saw it, but one of the ducks just came into the yard down there. As soon as they saw me coming out to review a beer, they came over looking for bird seed. I give them sunflower seeds. Keep sacrificing the hands to warm it up, getting a little bit more of that vanilla quality coming on, which is wonderful, and that also helps balance out this beer. I mean, you've got 70 IBUs, but you've got a lot of sweetness. The sweetness really still carries this, but it's a nice balance. I mean, it's not just chocolate. You really get so much rye quality on this. You need those other characteristics to balance the whole thing out. Okay, we're going to give this another try after a break. I actually went in to attend to my own brewing projects. I had to do some sanitizing after some stuff I worked on, and on the way back out, I spotted a hooded merganser. You can look that up, or I might put a photo up. All right, here we go. Okay, so if anything, what's funny, it's only warmed a little because it's cold, and even though I brought this into the house, it is thickened up even more, if that is possible. Yes, this is one of the more full mouthfeels I've had in an extremely long time. Wow. I wish Colin was here. The one thing I've noticed is, besides picking up more vanilla, like I thought it would, it has also picked up a little bit of the bitterness at that 70 IBUs on there, which is used to balance it out. And you mix that with the rye quality, it's a little bit stronger at this point. But it still works. It all plays together. And that dark chocolate just comes off with these light bitterness. It comes off almost like a bitter dark chocolate in a way, but it's, wow. It's, I get a little more like that coffee quality now too. This is one ultra rich beer. I noticed that the 2022 ratings, I went and looked them up in between, are a little bit higher than the 2023. Not much, but a little on an Untapped anyway. But I would say go out and get this one. As far as style goes, for me, man, this is just up there. This is a great beer. I'm going to give this a 96. Overall, that's a little tough. I'll go down a hair. I'm like that 94, 95 kind of angle on it. I'm going to go 94 overall, but that puts that between very good and world class in terms of how my scales work. What's not to love? I'd say go get the new one. If you can get the 2022, yeah, go for it. But if you can't, get the 2023. I'm sure that's out in the stores right now. I'd say grab one or two. I set this one aside, obviously. This is Kevin at Clemens Homebrewery saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I will see you on the next beer review. Enjoy the fast coming winter. Feels like that here. Cheers.